Do you mind asking that question again? Because
Yeah,
I thought I caught what you were saying, but do you mind repeating yourself?
yeah. So let me ask it this way. So before joining the cohort, and establishing a brand story and voice and presence, how did you guys come up with content ideas and what made it, was there any challenges that you guys struggled with prior to discovering your brand message?
I could go first since I'm already on mute. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so for me, I think some of the challenges is that kind of like going back to where you said where when you repeat yourself a lot, you know that something click and that it start to make sense. So I so for me at the very beginning, it's like finding that voice. It's like I know exactly what I'm doing, I know exactly what I'm selling, I know who are my ideal clients and so forth. But to package it together um, so that it's consistent, so that you're not all over the place. That was the challenge. I think this course really helped. Like I don't know about the but for me to really clean up, make it very like to simplify things and really just to optimize your messaging and kind of like going back to what you said too, where once you put all of that together, every single piece of it, you could turn that into a content. You can turn that into a story telling. Yeah, so that's my experience.
Thank you for sharing, May. Appreciate it.
Hmm.
Anybody want to go next?
Yeah, if anything, I feel like it gives me more clarity because Shuyi, maybe before this, I was in the Yabismo cohort, and so they didn't really teach us branding and marketing. It was more of kind of like a layout of our business and how to start up. And so I was just kind of winging this small business on my own until I got into the cohort and did that scholarship. And then now I kind of connected and invested in myself afterwards with Bert as my mentor in Yobismo too. And then we didn't really touch on all of this too much. So just an extension of learning more of how to brand the right way. I feel like I have more clarity and more confidence in how I explain myself and my work and what I do. And I really like how the material we were looking at today, the strategy on how to content create, because I'm not really a content creator. I don't like that stuff to me. It doesn't feel like it's my forte. And so it teaches me how to be more clear in delivering my message. And that gives me more confidence. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How about Shoyi?
For me, I feel like there's a lot on my mind, and I feel like, what I do, a lot of people or a lot of business owners slash professionals, like they are still like trying to catch on. And so I like there's a lot for me to like create. Like I can do content just fine, but I feel like my struggle would probably be, knowing how to put it out there
Mm-hmm.
for public viewing. Yeah. And so I think that will be my struggle. And yeah, there's a lot on my mind, but I think just trying to, put it out there. And I'm hoping that, these next 2 weeks I'll be able to have a better grasp of it and then yeah, see where things go.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, I want to make sure during our session today, ask your questions, even though we're gonna be taking turns going through your sessions. I mean, your content ideas. So what I'm gonna do before we jump into show you your exploration, I just want to give quick overview, just to kind of retell how I envision the AEC and why I think this is so valuable. Because I know that I have like a video in the school, but sometimes video is different for me explaining in person. Can everybody see my screen here? Okay, sounds good. Okay, so right now this is a previous cohort member. His name is Chaming. He's a realtor. So this is his AEC content calendar. So the to answer all three of you guys' question is like when I first started my business, I just like May, I knew what I wanted to say, but I didn't have it on paper. So I was actually still talking with like all over the place. Even it was not grounded. I didn't know like, okay, next week, what should I talk about? What should I talk about tomorrow? When do I post? What do I create? So the AEC, I want to reiterate that the abbreviation stands for attract, attract, educate, and connect. So AEC. So the reason I broke it down this way is because when you're branding, right, I want you to have a variety of ideas and content that shows that you're professional, shows that you're human, and it shows that you are an expertise. So for the AEC, the week one, I want you to focus it on just attraction. Okay. So what I'm teaching you guys is a structure to discipline you, to practice it. And then once you understand the structure, go ahead and break it. You don't no longer have to follow week one is attract, week two is educate, week three is connect. You don't have to do that anymore. But I want you to start first testing out the waters of week one, week two is this, week three is what you discipline. And once you have that flow, then maybe week one is connect and week two is educate, right? So I want you to do that. But for now, I want you to really practice and be disciplined on like, okay, follow the AEC, follow the fundamentals until you get good at it. Um, okay. So then for the a week of attracts, I just want you to talk about anything that brings people to you, whether that's you selling an offer, whether that's you posting up a lead magnet, whether that's you saying, "Hey, I'm hosting a workshop session." Anything that attracts people to you, whether again that could be, a simple version story of you talking about your business. And then when it comes to the educate, I want you to here's where you get to be your expertise. Give like a hot take. Share something that we don't know. Like for me, I love talking about how people trust brands and not logos. And if I do a hot take, I say people don't care about your logos, right? So that's where I get to educate. And for week three, the connection, this is the one where it may be a little bit more vulnerable, but it's very much needed. Is where you tell your story, how you got started. You tell your story of your first time getting a yes. In this connection, it doesn't just have to be about you, but it can also be about a testimonial. It could be about your client. It could be about a friend who was struggling with sales tax, right? So connect isn't just about you, but it's about how you tell stories to connect with people and bring them to you. I want to pause there to see if there's any questions or conversation around what to explain for those three.
Yeah, and I have a question. So
Go for it.
we just want to be consistent every day and just get into the flow of it is what I'm hearing. But also it's about exploring what that's going to look like too and allowing the rhythm and our pattern to pick up, right? Like don't expect anything out of it.
Yes, good question. Yeah, so don't have no expectation. So I explained this just high levelly. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper about the every single day thing. So I just want you to practice, for example, 1 week just had to dedicate to attract. Second week, all to educate. Third week, all the way to connect, and just kind of see how you feel about it and how your audience reacts to it. Okay, once you kind of understand, okay, week one, two, three is this. Then when it comes to Monday through Friday, this is where I want you to just be honest with yourself. I don't expect you to post every single day. I want you to post at least once a week. Okay. So for Cha Ming, he has ideas for every single day, which I want you guys to do it for this session. But I'm not expecting him to post this every single day because that's a lot of work. But what this shows me is that, hey, Cha Ming, when I check out your page, I better see some of your posting. I don't want you to say, "Well, I don't have any ideas. I don't know what to post next week." He's like, "Bro, we did a whole month's worth of ideas. You have a ton, right? So there are no excuses. If he posts this once a week, he's basically set for like, I don't know, 5 months because this is a month's worth. Okay, so there is no excuses when you have this done. So when it comes to your strategy, the goal for us here is to do a whole month's worth of ideas, and we're just gonna duplicate this again, right? And now maybe we're gonna be something like, okay, maybe I just post every Mondays and Fridays. And on Monday, I'm going to talk about this idea. And on Friday, I'm going to talk about this idea, right? And I repeat that and I just delete everything else. Or maybe I post every Tuesdays, and Thursdays, okay? Right? You start bringing over. So I don't expect you to post every single day, but I expect you to choose where this idea falls in. Again, whether that's once a week, twice a week, but at least do once a week. And if you don't want to do every single week because it could be exhausting, then maybe you do it every other week, right? Because maybe you need this week to record and possibly add it or just kind of retweak or take a break. That's totally fine too. I want to pause there because I know, Chandy, that kind of like overlaps your question, and if that sparks another question for you too.
Yeah, I think that's great. I guess I'm thinking along the lines of like how much content is too much, and you kind of answered it that, you don't have to post every day. And I think this comes back to me where I'm like, I never saw myself as a content creator, and I'm not a content creator. So this forces me to get outside my bubble. And I do make some content, but I don't have like consistency or an idea or like a theme. And so this is perfect to start.
Mm-hmm. And I want to also share that when it comes to how many times a month should I post or a week should I post, honestly, there is no magic number because I've gone to so many content workshop. I've watched so many influencers and YouTubers. They say like 5 times a day, 3 times a day, 3 times a week. But honestly, don't post for the numbers. Just post so you have the um, confidence of posting and the idea that you just do it out there so people start seeing you as an expert. Even if you get no likes, just keep showing up because it's gonna matter. So again, that's why I ask you, I want you to be honest with yourself. Can you post 2 times a week? If you can't, then at least just do once, either once a week or once every other week. And this is where I really, as your coach here too, I really want to challenge you to just stick to it. Just practice this for 1 month and then see how it feels. Maybe you post bi-weekly for 1 month and you like that routine, then keep doing it. Okay. So just try for 1 month and see how that feels. And when it comes to branding, it takes, just like how you guys did with me, it took us almost 4 weeks to brand. So it's gonna take harder for people to even hear it and see it. So it takes, think of this as your baby. So really get disciplined. You will have to become a content creator, but you don't have to be those crazy content creators. Okay, we're also gonna talk about like what kind of content should you be creating, and there's a lot of different ways to do that. Sounds good. Okay, so before we jump into Shoyi, I want to share one last thing when I talk about content creation. Again, for Chaming, when he created these, we didn't really make it specific, but it's just an idea. So, for example, how to find the perfect home for your family, it's just an idea. It's up to him if he wants to make this into a reel, a image with a copy, or a graphic visual with like a graph. So it's up to him, right? We're not here to say it has to be video, it has to be this, right? I just want you to come up with the idea and then you decide if it's going to be a reel, a static post, a visual. And then if time permits, then let's go and get nitty gritty of, okay, I think this should be real. I think this should just be a quick Facebook story. This should just be a quick shout out, right? We could talk about that, but for now, let's just focus on ideas. Sounds good? Okay. So then for the next 30 minutes, I'm gonna work with Shoyi and then Chandy and May. Go ahead and just start exploring ideas into your content calendar. And I want you guys to look at Chumming here real quick. So then May and Chandy, you guys kind of see what Shoyi kind of did here. So for Chumming, his brand purpose is making family time a top priority for home sellers, and his brand insight is maximizing your time with our three simple phase home selling journey. So the reason I break this down is again, your branding is like a tool set for you. Okay, we only came up with 5 ideas for just the purpose and then brand insight. Imagine if we did that for every single 6 pillar. Like that's gonna be a lot of cool content. So basically here this should just be focused on your purpose, okay? Making family time a top priority for home sellers. Video, how to balance a busy schedule and still sell your home, right? What does spending time with your family look like? You see, it all relates back to family time. This is how you remain consistent. This is how you sound consistent. This is how your content idea isn't just random. So that's why I specifically want you guys in here in your section here, so if you look at me, May, I want you to literally paste your purpose and your insight and just come up with 5 ideas that reflects to your purpose and into your insight, and then drag your five to anywhere in here where okay, new home versus wife. Okay, maybe that's gonna be a story. So we put it under story. Okay. So I want you to populate as much as you can. And then when you're done doing all five, I want you to fill up the whole entire month. Does that make sense for you too?
Can you
Quick.
repeat that again? I kind of lost
Yep.
you.
So I want you to come up with 5 ideas that reflects only your purpose, another 5 that reflects your insight. Okay. And once you have those 5, I want you to drag them, just copy it, like copy the post-it note here. Right. Say I'm gonna do test, copy this, and then I'm gonna paste it down here. And I'm gonna leave it up to you to decide if this idea is gonna be a connection, an education, or attraction idea. And I just want you to put it wherever you want until you paste all 5 down here. Do the same thing to the insight, and whichever empty space you have left, I want you to come up with ideas for those based off on the brand purpose or the insight. Make sense?
Hmm.
Okay, sounds good. So with that, I'm gonna put 30 minutes on the clock, and then again, May and Chenny, go ahead and start brainstorming. And once they're done with Shoyi, I'm gonna hop over to you two. Okay. All right. So Shoyi, I'm gonna put 30 minutes. Okay, and then Chandy and May, if you guys have questions, just pop it into the chat or just unmute and just shout out. Okay. All right, Shoyi, let's see what you have. Looks like you have a good, beautiful start.
Okay. So,
Let's start from the premium platform.
okay. So I don't have any established platform at all.
Mm-hmm.
I created like Facebook a few months ago, but I'm not very active at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I have a LinkedIn account that I
Nice.
created early this year. But
Okay.
I'm not very active at all either.
Totally fine. Yep. And when it comes, the good thing about branding and starting social media is that it's actually never too late to start on social media. Like you can start now and start switching because when I first started finally establishing myself as a branding expert and branding coach, my Facebook was
Hmm.
just all about dance videos and family photos. So when I started switching that first year, people were like, "What the heck, bro? What are you doing?" So it was really weird. But after a year,
Okay.
people start realizing and they actually forgot that my Facebook used to look like that. So yes, the first
Okay.
few months is gonna be weird, but I want you to hold and just get over that hump because once you get over the hump, people are no longer gonna remember your old self. They're gonna remember your new self. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Okay.
All right, so LinkedIn and Facebook. Let's jump over to your 6 ideas, and we're jumping to your map, your month.
Um, so my 6 ideas, I have sales tax, use tax, retail delivery fee, registration, compliance, audit.
Hmm. I like that. Okay, about brand insight.
Brand insight, I have Nexus and then licensing requirements. And then I also just put down industries, like, if you're a manufacturer, you're in retail, wholesale services.
Okay, I like that. How it's kind of categorized. Let me see here. I'm not sure if you already did it, but I can also see this whole thing here be I almost spilled water. Be a series, right? Or part like
Oh,
one.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, because it be because that's how you um can have again really consistent uh content creation tools.
Yeah.
It could be as simple as industry for sales like part one, manufacturer, part two, retail, part three, wholesale, part four, services, and
Yep.
all that. You can shoot that in one day, one sitting. You just chop it up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh, okay. Let's move down to the calendar here and walk me through all your ideas. And then, because we have time, let's try to see which how you plan on shooting these, and then are they going to be videos and whatnot. It seems like you have 2 months done. Great, love that.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, walk me through your
Um,
ideas.
okay. So so this is just taken aback, like, talking to somebody who is like super new in business and don't really know what sales tax is. So from that, I just thought, okay, some things that I can talk about is, do you have Nexus? Some fun facts about sales tax, why sales tax is so hard, which states do not have sales tax in, and why sales tax matters. And so those are some of the topics that I wanted to talk about for week one. I don't know if I want to do um like reels or video or like, like I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how much effort I should put in for
Mm-hmm.
each of these categories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't want to make it boring, but I don't know how much effort I should put in. So that was one of the things that I
Yes.
was going to ask you.
Yeah, let's talk through it. I'm gonna put okay, so I have an emoji here. Freaking says
Hmm.
recording. So um I'm all in if you don't do any video. I support that, but because I want you to really celebrate your brand, I encourage and I challenge you for all of these week or all these ideas for each week. I want you to pick one idea that has to be recorded. And and let's talk through it too. Whether that's you doing a quick reel, which is like 60 seconds, so it's very short, where you could just literally talk to the camera,
Hmm.
where you do like a what we call it a one shoot, where you just
Hmm.
record, you just speak and talk about it, right? And you upload it, and that's it. Or you don't have to do 60 seconds because that's pretty quick. So instead, you can just sit there and give yourself a time limit, maybe 2 minutes. Okay. The rule of
Okay.
thumb is this, like 2 to 3 minutes is
Two to three
a
minutes.
good attention. Oh, I'm typing it down for you.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Attention span. Okay. 2 3 minute is a good attention span for
Hmm.
people. So stick to that rule. So just kind of time yourself. You don't have to really time, but when you record, you can kind of see the timing and then how professional does it have to be and how much effort. Honestly, it does not have to be professionally done. It doesn't even have to be super well edited or graphics. Show you literally could just talk in front of the camera for 2 minutes and 3 minutes and just
Hmm.
upload it, and that's it. I've seen because nowadays social media and content creation has changed. Back in the old
Yeah.
days, yes, if you have good editing, good graphics, then everyone loves you. But now, because of TikTok and the common folks, like
Hmm.
regular people, like they don't care anymore, right? Because sometimes when I create content and I do a good edited video, that actually doesn't get a lot of views. But when I just do one where I'm sitting in my car talking and I upload it, like people love watching that kind of stuff. Okay.
Okay.
So when it comes to editing or when it comes to posting, creating content, don't need to be fancy. Literally just record yourself and upload it. And don't worry about perfection. It's okay if you stutter. It's okay if you pause. It's okay if you record like multiple times, but I don't want you to fall into the trap of like I record once, I messed up, do it again. I messed up, do it again. Like just on the fourth try, upload the
Hmm.
fourth try. Okay. Don't go
Okay.
don't go past four. If you go past four, then you'll never get the right one. And I've learned that the hard way because I always look for perfection. But if you just stop at number four and just upload it, people see you as human. They see you as someone who's knowledgeable, but you're not a robot. You're actually like someone they can talk to. Okay. So that's
Okay.
that's my insight there. I want to pause, see if there's any objections or challenges that you see in that.
Uh, it will be a challenge because I don't like being on camera and I don't do any social media. So yeah, but I'm gonna give it a try.
Hmm.
And like
Let's.
you said, just doing one a week, right? Or like try to
Mhm.
do a recording at least once. Yeah.
Hmm. Either
So
like explain to Chandy, once we have this calendar down, then we're
yeah.
gonna duplicate it, and it's up to you how often do you want to post? I'm not expecting you to do once a week. If you do want to do twice a week or bi-weekly, then that's
Mm-hmm.
totally fine. But at least I just want one of these idea for each of these to be a video so that when you do bring this over to the execution phase, okay,
Yep.
this one's gonna be a video, this one's gonna be static. Okay. And
Okay.
let's talk about video for a little second here. Um, video can go in many forms. It could be a quick story, how the Facebook story, or it could be
Mm-hmm.
literally a video you upload to Facebook and LinkedIn. Okay, do both at the same time. Or it could be like a voiceover where you show pictures of,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, papers and sales tax people and you just speak over it.
Yeah.
Or it's just a lot of TikTok people do where it's just videos of like somebody drawing and you speak over and educating, right? So you could
Yeah.
do that too. So there's multiple ways where you don't have to show your face.
Okay. Great.
Okay. So with that said, let's choose one of the videos from week one as a video and walk me through all these ideas and then let's put the emoji next to the one that you want to make a video.
Let's see. I would say why sales tax is so complex is probably a good one to do a video.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a good one. Okay. And then I'm assuming the rest of these are gonna be like graphics, static posts, and copies.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Talk to me about week two and let's pick one video.
Week two, it's again talking to, new business owners, um, like, what is sales tax, what is use tax, what is nexus, um, the stuff that you offer, whether it be product or service, when is it taxable, when is it not taxable. So it's more, yeah, educating them.
I like that. Okay. Which out of these four or five do you feel like could be a video?
Um, I would say mm, taxable, taxable.
Okay. A question for you. When you talk about sales tax or these kind of education forms,
Mhm.
do you use analogies or how do you usually kind of do your breakdowns?
Uh, I'm not sure yet. What do you recommend?
Oh no, I just was just curious on how you kind of approach it. I mean, I don't think there's a right or
Oh,
wrong
how would I
way.
approach it?
Yeah.
I think I would say like, I don't know, I would just talk in general. Like, for example, I know friends who are like they go on like Facebook Live, right? And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think I would talk about like, the products that they sell. Like, do they know that that's taxable?
Mm-hmm.
And they should be charging sales tax, and the repercussions of not charging it. So maybe that's one thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or like even farmers market. I know people that um, sell like flowers, and some states, that's taxable and stuff like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that. So, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up too, because so for these topics you have,
Hmm.
they're really great, but they're still very like high level. So
Yeah.
once you kind of nail it down, okay, these are the ones I want to do, just put like a pink post-it note and just make
Okay.
it focused. For example, taxable. Maybe this one's is just about Facebook Live businesses. This could be like a part one, right? You don't even
Hmm.
need to say part one. You can just do this week. I'm just gonna talk about Facebook Live business owners so they know what tax about. Next Thursday, I'm gonna talk about farmers market. See, so that's how you stay consistent. You basically have the same information, but you just change out the names, right? And sometimes people
Okay.
they don't really care about that stuff. If it hits
Yeah.
them, then oh my God, that's mine. They're not gonna go back like, oh wow, last week you just talked about Facebook Live. Like, are you just repeating? Like, they're not gonna say that, and they're not gonna know, and they don't really care for that. They as long as it's there, it relates to them,
Hmm.
then they care for it. Um, I want you to use yourself as like, how do you consume social media, right? You don't care, you don't really judge, but if it hits you, you're gonna listen. Everyone is the same
Yeah.
way when you talk and share your stuff too.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right, what's week three?
Week three are connect, so testimonies, my journey as a sales tax, employee, and then audit success stories that I've been
Hmm.
through. Um, yeah,
Love that. Do you have any current testimonies?
I do. I have quite a bit.
That's
Um,
great.
yeah. So for testimonies, I don't know, what do you do? Is it just like a post from a client or how do
Hmm.
you do that if it's a testimony?
Yeah, so for testimony, let me show you how I do mine, and I
Mm-hmm.
think I'll paste it onto your mirror board so it has it as like a reference and inspiration. Because testimonies, I
Okay.
love it because it can be so simple. It does not have to become okay. Don't overdo it sometimes. Sometimes people overdo the testimonials, and sometimes I've overdone
Mm-hmm.
it too, right? But it's just all about like plug and play.
Okay.
So if I look at my photos, uh, see, simple as this, charming testimonial. And then I have like his
Okay.
logo. It's a carousel, but you don't have to do that because I'm a designer. But later for you, you can just have a simple page like that. That's it.
Okay.
And you can create this on like Canva.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect.
Hmm.
I have clients that create it for me for my website that I plan on um publishing, so then I can just add those onto it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, this is inspiration for you.
Thank you.
Yep. Just zoom in, make it larger if you can't really see. Okay. For personal story, I want you to do the same thing. Let's just do it right now too. What are two things you could talk about for your personal story so that you're not like over oversharing in just one video?
Like a personal story I wanted to talk about is how one of the jobs that I used to work for, W-2 job, they were under audit and they had no idea what's going on. So even I had to like, this is like my first sales tax job. I had to go in and like we have to piece things together, figure out why our liability is so high. Yeah, so just learning the importance of sales tax because they have a big bill and they don't know what's going on. And then come to find out it's because they weren't charging their clients sales tax. And so now they have the burden of, paying the sales tax. And so that was going to be one of the story, like, don't do that, At the end of the
Hmm.
day, somebody has to pay sales tax. So if you're not collecting it, you as a business owner end up owing it, and that's going to eat up your profit.
Hmm. Hmm. So maybe the title could be My First Big Shot at Sales Tax.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh, if it's not that, then feel free to change it up. But when you create this content, don't just say
Hmm.
my sales tax journey, but at least the ideas inspire you. And you remember how last time I showed you how in ChatGPT you can literally say, "Hey, here's my brand voice. Can you help me write a good title for this
Yeah.
idea?" And it's gonna give you amazing titles. Okay, so I want you
Okay.
to caption the video or whatever it is with this kind of headline, and then go straight into whether it's writing or whatnot. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's just do one here. So, out of these five, which one do you think could be a video?
Um, Sales tax consultant role.
This one?
Yeah.
How do you feel about making your personal story a video?
Um, I don't know. I think I have to feel a little bit more confident. I
Okay.
don't even like to talk about myself.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say, what's the difference between this one and this one? Is it because this one you're talking about something you
Just
have
the
knowledge
role.
in?
Yeah.
Because the road
Yeah.
compared to this, you're talking about yourself, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, that's fine. Let's do this. Let's do a video on this, and when you get comfortable, I want you to tell your second story, right? Your second story, which whatever that is, to I want you to record that because
Okay.
again, yes, you can write beautiful writings and whatnot, but when it comes to branding, if they see a face to it, just a video, like just one, if you post one video a month, that's actually enough. Like that's all people need.
Mm.
Everything else could be static, testimonials, copywriting, doesn't matter. But you post once a month, that's more than enough. So when
Okay.
you get comfortable, I recommend and I challenge you to record one of your stories, whether that's a 3 minute video or 6 minute video.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's do week 4.
Week 4. It's more tracked again. See. So I did e-commerce versus brick and mortar. So what's the difference between, online business versus having a store?
Mm-hmm.
Which states exempts clothing tax? So every state operates taxes like totally different. Like I know Minnesota, they don't have clothing tax, right? The clothes
Mm-hmm.
are all exempt, but like in other states like California, there is tax. And so just trying to share the differences that no two states are the same.
Mm-hmm.
And then types of services that are taxable, like
Mm-hmm.
photography. In some states, photography is not taxable, and then in some states, photography it is taxable, and it also depends on, how you deliver the photos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wrote that there already.
I
So
love
the
that.
photography, yep. Mm-hmm.
Did you already
And
write
then
photography?
yeah, on the next square.
Oh, okay, got it.
Um,
Nice.
yeah. And then the tax softwares, yeah. So there's a lot of softwares that, you can use to help you make sure that you're calculating tax right, especially if you are selling to like all over the US.
Mm-hmm.
So I can talk about, the different types of softwares that's available.
Mm-hmm. I love this one. Okay, which one is a video?
Um, Probably I would say e-commerce and brick and mortar is probably a good one.
Okay, sounds good. All right, week 5.
Um, Week 5, educate. Um, Retail delivery fee, that's something that is new within the last couple years only. Um, RDF is the same thing. That's retail delivery fee. Resale
Mm-hmm.
certs, documentation, audit process. Um, for video, I would say the easiest one would probably be resale cert.
Resell cert. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So as I'm looking overviewing your um content ideas, it reads well. This is a really good start. All these are great ideas. I think the next thing that as you come up with more content, so were both of these calendars inspired by your purpose and brand insight? Or how did you generate this idea? Did these were these
It just
generated
comes
from?
to mind. Yeah, it
Okay.
comes to mind. It's like what I face at my job, like when I was still working my W-2,
Mm-hmm.
like things that, I see and encounter day in and day out working with my job and then also with clients
Mm-hmm.
over the years. Yeah.
Okay. Love that. Okay. So I'm glad that so it seems like both of these calendars are reflected of your inner thoughts of what you experienced, which is very much needed. I think these ideas are needed and you should create them. But let's also, I want to push you where now, um, I want you to generate ideas because I think your brand purpose and insight are kind of similar. Because right now, got your ideas now, they're very focused on like sales tax, how to do it, how does it help you, what is it for, who is it for, right? So I feel like
Yeah.
it's still in the educational realm. It still falls under that.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So then now I want to challenge you now that you got those out of the way because because you do know a lot now that you kind of brain farted all that out. I want you to
Mm-hmm.
focus now on more of the emotional content, which is gonna be your audience, okay, and the problem statement, okay.
Okay.
So, because if I was just to, and I'm gonna be your test subject, right? Because I mean, us three in here are your test subject. Because when I listen to these videos, yes, I want to know is very helpful for me because I'm a business owner, but I don't connect with you because I
Okay.
just only see you as the expert. And sometimes some people might not really listen because you're just talking about education all the time, which is good, but sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
we want to feel personable too. So maybe a simple idea for the story or even for the attract could be as simple as this, right? If you know that, my business is growing, expanding, but tax compliance is tedious, right? One of your ideas could be like, do you find sales tax tedious? See, literally, I'm just taking your words. That's your content.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's your caption title, I'm like, yeah, that's me. I want to click play, right? Or,
Mm-hmm.
um, you want to grow your business, but, um, you feel overwhelmed with tax. I don't know, I'm making this up. Compliances, right? And that's just
Mm-hmm.
based off on overwhelmed here and
Okay.
tax compliances, right? Compliance right here, right? So now when I can be like, okay, these two, I'm gonna change the colors. Okay, this one, do you find sales tax tedious? Could be a attract, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You want to grow your business, but you feel overwhelmed with sales tax, that could be a connect. You see? So that's how I want you to get a little bit more now
Okay.
customer facing. Whereas this is very teacher focused, but here is
Yeah.
more like, hey, I see you, I hear you, and listen to. I'm like, okay, this is kind of what I want to. I want to
Yeah.
pause there,
Okay.
see if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It's more personable.
Yes. So now that again, reiterating, now that you got your expertise, our ideas out of the way, which is really good, I want you to go back to each and every. If you want, you don't have to do all six of them because that is quite a lot in your own time. Just focus on the on these two because these have enough emotional ideas in it, and just kind of again populate them
Okay.
into come up with a couple more and populate them maybe into like maybe just focus it maybe do 10 ideas and then populate
Mm-hmm.
into them so it's not all just educational here. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yep.
Okay, because it seems like here is kind of this similar tone to the
Yeah.
first
It's
cohort.
more like it's very general
Mm-hmm.
or yeah, very just generics. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, we have 3 minutes
Okay.
left. Do you have any questions?
No, I really like your feedback,
Okay.
and I think that's very helpful for me to, yeah, do what I need to do next.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and have fun doing those new explorations, and I'm gonna jump over to Chandy, and then I jump over to May next.
Okay. Thanks, Bert.
Okay. Thanks, Shoyi. All right, Chandy, are you feeling
Hey,
ready?
Bert. I think so. I'm just kind of
Okay.
toying around with it right now, so I don't know if it's necessarily
No,
fully ready, but
no
brainstorming.
worries. Okay, let's first talk about your platforms first, and we jump over straight to your calendar. So it
Okay.
seems like you have LinkedIn and Facebook. Which one's your primary? And I can do it for you. Which one's like your main?
My Facebook.
Okay, and then your secondary?
Oh, shoot, my Instagram. Oh, I forgot to do that part.
Oh, it's okay. I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure. Wait, show you. Yours is Facebook is your primary, right?
I'm gonna try to make Facebook my primary, yes.
Okay, cool. All right, and then Chandy, yours is Facebook. Cool. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, let's jump over to your brand purpose. I'm just gonna paste it on there so we don't have to go back and forth so much.
Yes, yes. I like Miro, but it feels like when I'm moving around, it just I have to do a lot of like maximizing, minimizing the windows, so it gets
Yeah.
tedious for
Are
me.
you on a laptop or on a
I'm on a Mac.
Mac? Yeah, I mean Miro is definitely tedious. I 100% agree. But for me, I'm cheating a little bit because I have two screens,
There
and
you
my
go.
first screen is big, and I have like this big fat mouse track, so I could
Yep,
do a lot. So that's why my computer is very fast,
I can tell because I'm like,
mhm.
how do you move so fast? You must move it a lot.
But that's because I do this for full time, so I have to do that. Otherwise, I'll just be very slow. Like, oh my God, where I go? Okay. So talk to me about your first five ideas for the purpose, and then we transition over to the insight.
Um, Promote health and well-being and sobriety because that's a part of what I do with health and wellness in my business, promoting generational healing. I think a lot of um, my audience, we kind of share in the same wounding. Raise awareness on emotional, spiritual, and mental health is because a lot of the overlapping symptoms we have all kind of lead to a lot of the same symptoms within each other as women. To hold space for women to show up to fully be who they are so that they don't have to hide and finding alignment so that they can be happier once they start stepping into their power and to help women reclaim their sovereignty by letting them understand that they can choose their own path.
Hmm. Was it helpful having the purpose ground you to stay kind of concentrated?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's jump into the brain insight. What do you have here for me?
Just I guess the other solutions to that are breaking generational cycles and karmic patterns of how we live and to promote more confidence for women to have more clarity and purpose on their life journey. Of
Hmm.
course, with that empowerment and safety for them to feel safe to show up and for them to be authentic and speak their truth and feel seen and grounded in that truth so that they don't feel like they need to work backwards from trying to heal themselves.
Hmm. Okay, I love these. How did the exploration go for you? Any challenges?
No, I actually feel like they kind of speak to each other. And so
Hmm.
it feels good to me. It
Hmm.
feels good to me.
Yeah, it's good. I'm glad. I'll give you a insight here to
Yes.
maximize this even more. So these are really great ideas. Keep these. These are all great. So to kind of maximize the AC calendar and to really maximize the way I'm breaking it down for you is that um literally just you can also create a content based off on these words that you wrote. And I want you to remind all the three of you guys
Mm,
too, is that like these words are very beautiful. They have meaning in it already. So you literally can just have a content that says, um, here is how you can be seen again. You
oh,
see?
you know what? I actually did write that and then I deleted it as a sticky note there. So, okay.
Wait, did you have one?
I had it up there and then I
Oh,
deleted
okay.
it.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
I want you to how to maximize it is really repeat the word because basically that's how you talk about your brand. So a lot of these are really good, but I want you to relate it back to your purpose. How do you literally just repeat these
Mm,
words? Another great idea could just literally be, uh, "Are you a lost soul?"
mhm, mhm,
Right? And you could do a "Here's how you know" video or "Here's how you know" post static. Right? Literally, all this
mhm.
ties back to this.
Okay. So are we brand purposing in the format of question? Is that what I'm hearing? Or
So the content idea could be in any form. It could be question, it could be a statement, but this just kind of inspire that because right now it feels I see that you're kind of boxed in of like just statements, but then
okay.
once you kind of since you've done five, I want you to break out of that and
Okay.
think about what if you were if you were watching this and you know that, oh, Chandy's purpose is helping lost souls feel seen and heard again, what kind of content would I want to hear from Chandy? And maybe
Mm.
an idea could be, are you a lost soul? A question. Here's how
Okay.
you can be seen again, right? So now you've done the traditional statement, like find alignment, holding space, reclaiming sovereignty.
Mm.
Now break away from that and throw in more ideas, whether that's a question,
How
whether
do you
that's,
find alignment?
yeah,
Yeah.
how do you find alignment,
How
right? So
do you
now I
raise
want you to break away
awareness?
from that.
Ah, thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That helps.
And yeah, same thing for the Brit inside. Let me challenge you to do two for this
Hmm.
side. That connects just to the Brit inside.
Okay. Alter your face, experience of repellence. Okay. Do you find okay?
Yes, that's a good one. There's one more.
Emotional trauma, trauma,
hmm
service, maybe voice. Okay.
Yep, there we go.
Okay, cool.
Does that make a little more sense to you too?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna throw one in here that I think would be cool for you to do too is it could be as simple as um
Okay.
it's so simple because I'm just basically just restating what you have up here.
Yes, yes, I
Yep,
get it.
that's it. That's it. Right. This is how I'm trying to teach you guys too that like when you don't know what to post, go back and reread this. This should inspire you. This look
Mm.
to our writings for inspiration. You've done beautiful work, right? You can if you could do this many for just this statement, imagine if you do the same exercise for all six, that's like a lot ton of ideas.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
I need to go
Let's
back and rework it then.
That's fine. Let's go to your calendar and repopulate or walk talk to me what you have and then we'll go in and populate the new ones because were you done populating your ideas in here already?
No, I kind of did a few, but I feel like I need to rework it now that we just did that up there.
Oh, okay,
Um,
that's fine. Let's do it together too. I
yeah,
have time now.
sure.
Okay. So walk me
So,
through week one,
mhm.
2, 3, all the way to 5.
I just did a couple. I didn't do like a crazy one like your other example there because I just don't think I'd be able to do that many in 1 week. And so so to attract my audience on Tuesday, I wrote down want something deeper than therapy. And so I think I could align that with like um understanding how to break intergenerational traumas and karmic cycles. And then I just kind of stuck that green sticky note there as the insight to that. And so I wasn't sure. That was my other question. Were we just supposed to put one sticky note or were we going to try to answer that too?
Good question. So another hack to these ideas is let's say that I want something deeper than therapy. I can see that its own content idea, break generational
Mm-hmm.
patterns and content could be its own idea. And
Mm-hmm.
then so this green is under the orange, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then this one to hack it, you could literally just make this like a
Its own idea too.
yeah, so this could be a part one, right? And then
Mm,
this one
okay.
is a part two,
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
okay.
So that's how you create multiple series under just one idea, and that's how you sound very consistent. And that's how you create loyalty. That, oh my God, I don't want to go back. Just think about podcasts, think about series, think about dramas, television shows, right? They have part one, two,
Mm.
three, four. Same thing with content ideas. So you feel like the green
Oh,
and the orange support, because if you talk about these two, I'm sure it's gonna be a super long video. How do you make it
yes.
shorter? You break it apart to two series, 3 parts. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I
Mhm.
did not even think of that.
No, no, that's why we're doing this. I also want to share something with you that I should show you too, is that 2 to 3 minutes um is a good attention span for a lot of people, right?
Mhm.
But just kind of know that rule of thumb. But that doesn't mean you stick 2, 3 minutes. You can go at however long as you want. It does not matter. But just know that 2, 3 minutes generally, if you want to be quick, you want to hold attention, 2, 3 minutes is a good. It's a good amount of time.
Okay.
Okay. Um, and before we move on, I do want to share that, Chandy. So for this exercise, I want you to fill up the whole month. By
Okay.
you filling the whole month, I'm not wanting you to do every single day. I want you to fill the whole month, and we're gonna duplicate the calendar, and then I want you to choose how often you are gonna post. So I don't want you to go ahead and straight into your strategy of posting yet. I just want you to a whole month's worth of ideas. So the idea here is I want you to have a whole month, 1 month worth of ideas, so that when you do execute, you have
Ideas.
ideas already. So you're not like, sitting there like, I didn't want to talk about. It. I was like, well, we had a month worth of ideas. So we'll go back to
Okay.
the library and start designating when you want to post it. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Okay.
Okay.
And
But go ahead.
Bert, I just had a quick question.
Yeah,
And
go ahead.
all of these ideas, like I have to create more brand purpose and insight, and then I will go ahead and pull them from up there for down
Mm-hmm.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or when you start to kind of feel like you're running out of ideas, go to your brand one pager and now start doing the same thing for the problem and the audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't
when
think about
you,
that.
yeah, when
Mhm.
you juiced up, you feel like, okay, I think this is enough content idea for these two. I'm gonna move now to the problem and audience statement. Now, what kind of 5 ideas can I do next for these two?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
I kind of felt like I kind of hit a wall there. So I did just kind of condense this just because of time and I didn't get to it. But
Yep, no worries.
um,
Let's do it
okay.
together. I have 18 minutes for us, so we have time here. So let's just keep going down your calendar. You can fill in the rest on your own and
Mhm.
use the same exercise for the problem and the audience, okay?
Okay.
Okay, and then so walk me through your weeks.
Um,
Week two.
we'll kind of do the same thing, week to educate, share simple tips on sobriety. I have this idea, share 60 seconds of sobriety.
What like that?
Yeah, I kind of have like my husband and I we have these videos that we create on our sobriety. And so we call it 60 seconds of sobriety. And so that would be my education. And then promote health and well-being. So do you want something like solidified, like what to promote there?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So as I look at your content, I see that there are themes, but I want us to have ideas. So
Okay.
share sobriety drink, that's a theme. The idea is um, how I stopped drinking in 60 days. The idea
Mm.
is how alcohol made me a better wife, something like that.
Alcohol makes me a better wife. I like that one.
I said how, wait, I mean to say how stop drinking alcohol made me a better wife, something like that. Yeah, so that's the
Yeah,
idea, right?
okay.
So you have a lot of great themes, but I want us to get to the idea.
Can I get a copy or wait, what just happened?
But I can delete it.
Can I see that idea that you showed us so that I can just kind of have something to brainstorm off of? I get it. I think I can get something down, but if I run low on juice, I want to have some
Hmm.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay. So like working out, so I can say like educate how working out has helped me keep up with my sobriety, how meditating
Hmm.
helped me center and ground myself, or how walking in the grass with my shoes off has helped me ground myself.
Yeah, write those down right now. Yeah, write those down.
I'm
Let's
trying to,
try.
but I can't get out of this circle. I don't know what
Oh,
it.
I think because you have to click on a post-it
Oh
note.
no.
You can
Okay.
just copy and paste a post-it note over.
Oh shoot. Okay. I'm just gonna do that right here. Okay.
Yeah. There we go. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay, Chandy, if you look at my screen, on
Mm-hmm.
the right-hand side of your mirror, I have the breakdown here. Your theme is promote health and well-being, and your
Mm-hmm.
idea is how meditating 3 minutes a day has helped my mental health. Okay, so that you understand those two when you are ever creating content.
Okay.
Does that
Okay,
make
I
sense?
get it. Yeah, it needs to be like the theme is that, but there needs to be like a meat
Mm-hmm.
versus like a broad subject.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to do this idea. So if it's easier for you to do themes, go ahead and do it. But I want you to post the ideas onto the calendar and not the themes, right? And I want you to do what I taught you, which is the exercise here. I want to make
Mhm.
sure your ideas reflect the brand purpose. Some ideas
Mhm.
reflect the insight. And then again, if once you juice those and you know any more ideas, jump over to the right hand side here where I just pasted your audience and problem over. Okay,
Mhm.
and do the same thing, like literally rewrite if you have to the words here. So if you look at my screen, one of your content idea for the problem could be like um let's see, are you tired of hiding behind your mask, right? Something like that. See, because it
Mhm.
just says hide behind their mask. That's an
Mhm.
idea. Are you tired of hiding behind your mask? And this could be a
Okay.
short video. It could be a short, I don't know, post. Okay. So again, I want you to reflect this back to the writings. If you have to use the words, go ahead and use it. There's nothing wrong with that. It actually makes it more consistent. It actually ties it back to your brand a lot stronger.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All
Does,
right. So
does
you
that make
want me to,
sense?
but first I got to rework this, right? My calendar,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then I'll come back to here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All
Cool.
right.
For Chaming's uh AC's calendar, I'll post this on the school community so that you three can see it. So it's not just on your board. So it's I'm gonna post it on the community. So go on it to reference it, okay? So that the rest of the community can see it as well.
Okay. Just yeah, I'll come back to that. I
Yeah,
think I'm gonna focus on this now, just
yeah,
to see
yeah.
if I can get
And then
it done.
I'll just tag you three, so you guys can refer back to this whenever you guys feel lost.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, May, how are you doing?
I think I got it, but I'm
Okay.
not sure. So,
Okay, that's why we're here. Let's talk about it. Let's first
yeah.
talk about your platforms. Which platforms are you on? And I could just do it for you here too.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So I am on Facebook.
Okay.
I do have an Instagram. Hopefully I can get on it too. And I think especially for example, I think a lot of the elder they do YouTube as well. So
Mm-hmm.
eventually, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna
Hmm.
draw this chart really quick so that
I
we
do
know and
know.
that you know.
Oh,
Okay. So your Facebook's your primary, and then Instagram too. Okay, cool.
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your ideas. Let's start with the brand purpose and then over to the insight.
Okay. Sorry, it's so little. It's a little bit hard to see. I only
Oh, it's
have one
okay.
monitor today. Well, just
No.
my laptop. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. That's better.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, so okay. I think
If you want,
that's
you can look
perfect.
at your screen too, if that helps, if that's
Okay.
better.
Yeah, no, well, I think that's just gonna slow everything down. So this is fine.
Mm-mm-mm.
So my brand purpose is certifying your financial needs for retirement ready, I mean, made easy. So I'm not sure if I'm going the right directions, but you can kind of guide me here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so my technically my business is not here to just build your portfolio, but to build you the peace of mind. Um, and give you the your financial need checklist so that you could be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Shifting you from being overwhelmed to being organized. Um, and helping you to understand your retirement number, um, give you the insights of Social Security, when and how to claim, and helping you from planning to enrolling. So
Hmm.
from start to finish.
I
Um,
like
is,
that. Hmm.
is there any, okay? Is there anything I need to fix here,
Um,
or am I not? Am I in the right? I guess
no, this is great.
the
All
right direction.
these all these five are great ideas. Definitely create them and keep them. Kind of like Chandy too. I'm gonna share you insights so you can maximize your ideas here for the brand
Okay.
purpose. So whenever you feel stuck, I want you to literally leverage the word and bring that into the content idea, right? So right now they relate back to the purpose really well, but you can also make another content idea that says that you can literally just say, um, learned how to retire easy, something like that, right? So I'm just
Okay.
throwing using your words. This could be an idea. Learn how to
Mm-hmm.
retire easy, right? Or um, satisfy your retirement. Here is how to satisfy your retirement. Okay. You see how I'm just pulling words from here?
Mm-hmm.
You do use them, but again, when you're lost, feel free to just literally use these to inspire you. So
Okay.
that's why when you hit like a roadblock or writer's block, just go back and read these and hopefully they inspire you to come up with, okay, let me just use this word, right? I
Okay.
want to make sure that breakdown, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So jump over to the brand insight and then let's see what you have. And then if we could do the same thing, let's see if we need to do that first. So read me your ideas.
Okay. I think I might need to make it bigger. Because some of
Okay.
them are really pretty
Okay. I'll go
small.
big. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's oh,
Okay.
um. I'm gonna pull down a little bit.
Okay. Oh, May, when I say that, you could just look on your screen too, if that helps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
So let me.
we'll just be going for the same thing.
Okay.
Is it easier on your end if you
All
just look
right.
at your screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay. So for the brand insight, I have H12 pathway, your 3 steps to smart planning, protections, and retirement ready. So it's kind of asking a questions. Are you new to Medicare? Your Medicare decision matter will help you get it right. Working past 65, what do you need to know and how to plan ahead? 3-step process to Medicare success. Um, how to avoid costly mistakes and lifetime penalties. Know about the windfall elimination provisions and the government pensions offset through Social Security. I only
Mm-hmm.
have that much. Yeah,
No,
so
that's
far.
good. That's good. I like these a lot. I think to when you, because I feel like whether you're making this into a social post or video,
Mm-hmm.
when you have a lot of ideas like this might be too
Mm-hmm.
long to educate someone or to
Okay.
talk about it.
So
What?
I could break into two
Yes,
for
break
that
into
one.
two parts. Yep. Why don't you go ahead and do that right
Okay.
now? How would you break that into two parts?
So the government will be something different. Will be another topic.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead
Okay.
and name it and put like part one, part two, too, so we know the
Okay.
distinction.
Okay. Sorry. Like this.
There we
Okay.
go. Yeah, this feels a lot better. so it's more
Yeah.
digestible. Okay. I'm gonna I want to challenge you to come up with one more idea, but that relates back to
Hmm.
the insight and just using one of these words up here.
Okay. Um, so
Yeah, that looks good. I like
what
it.
should I? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw one in there for you too, which I think would be cool to learn. Because as I read you, I'm like, I think it'd be
Okay.
cool to learn this is, and sometimes when it comes to branding and content creation, I want you to own it, okay?
Hmm.
Because you're the expertise.
Okay.
I want you to own it. I want you to have hot takes. I want you to have controversial conversation if needed, because again, you're the expert and they seek for you. So you on it, there could be this is what smart planning looks like, right? And however you
Hmm.
identify that, because you do say smart planning, I want to know what does
Hmm.
that look like. So you have an idea, content idea like that, I think that'd be really cool to have too.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's
Hmm.
jump down to your calendar and talk to me what you have so far.
Um, so we jump down to my calendar. Yeah. So this is all I had so far.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just kind of started it.
Okay. Let's go ahead and since you have time here, populate the purpose ideas down. And which one do you think goes where? And we'll talk about it.
I'm sorry, public what?
Go ahead and start dragging down, or you just copy the post notes for your
Hmm.
purpose and bring it down here and just start populating where you think it should go.
So, okay, so you want me to take
The ideas up
from
there. Yep. From up there and bring it
this?
down here. Yep.
Yeah, I think I did. Um, Let me see. I think I
Just
did six of them, except for the other.
okay.
Okay, so
Yep.
we'll
Yeah.
do
Due to
this
the other ones,
one.
and then we'll think of some more.
Okay, so this one is learn how this will be. I guess it depends how you put it.
Mm-hmm.
It could be educational or it could be attractions or connections.
Mm-hmm. I leave that up to you.
Let's just say if
Whichever how
I,
you want to approach it.
okay, okay, go here and then, oops, oh my goodness, so quick. Oh, geez. Okay, and then, and we'll move this one. Let's see. Um, mm, Here. Oh my
Educate.
goodness.
Oh,
No, I was gonna do under connect. Well, maybe it's two. Yeah, I'll be under HK. Sorry. Just
okay.
let
Nice.
me throw it right here.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring the other two down. Um,
Okay.
did you already have these three? I mean, these four. Four.
Mm-hmm.
Is it already in there somewhere?
Oh no, no, it's not.
Okay. Okay. Where do you want them to go?
Okay, let me make it bigger so I can see. Okay, so um this is what smart planning looks like. That would be a track.
Okay.
So
I'll drag it forward. Big one.
okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. The government part two, I mean the part two government pensions, that would be educational. So that would be on educate, yeah.
Okay. Should part one go first then, or part two goes
Yeah.
first?
Per one will go first.
Okay, let's split it up so it's not. I
Mhm.
mean, you can do back to back. I mean, you can decide that when you get to the actual
Yeah.
execution calendar. Okay. All right, protect your
Okay.
health with the right plan.
Um, that would be a track.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. Um, as you were doing this, May, did you have any challenges? Were there any like writer's block that you can that you want my insight on that I can help coach you through?
Yeah. So I wasn't, like I say, I wasn't really sure what um we're supposed to do here, and
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure if I'm going the right directions. I know that, for example, ideally, like whether it's attractions, educational, or connections or connect, I wanted to do content. I wanted to do um, testimony. I wanted to share story. I think I'm more of a storyteller, and I don't like to do hard sales. And then not only that, but for example, anything Medicare specific is highly regulated by the federal. So I can't talk about the dollar sign or the plan benefits, but more of a general idea of Medicare and penalties and so forth. But I can't talk about the, for example, oh, you're gonna get $50 for healthy food, like things like that too, where
Mm-hmm.
I had to be a little bit more strategic about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good question. So to answer that, you could definitely for sure add in testimonials. The goal here though is when it comes to business and creating
Mm-hmm.
content, everybody does the same thing. We jump to the obvious, which is how do you do this? This is testimonials to do that. Everyone can do that, but what everyone can't do is how do I turn my brand write up into a story where it actually connects to people? So the exercise here
Mm-hmm.
is I wanted you to populate 5 ideas per basically per six brand building step here. So we did
Mm-hmm.
that to the service, the purpose, and the insight. And then later down the road, when you run out of ideas, you can do the same exercise to any of these two, right? So the goal is to have you understand how to juice all the ideas from the insight and the purpose. So now, right, when you are out of ideas for those two, you can literally just bring the your audience statement and your problem statement, and now you can have ideas for that. And when you populate these, I just want you to drag and drop. Okay, I think this goes here, this goes just like how we did. And then when you look at
Okay.
all your calendar, you can be like, okay, the goal for me is just to have you have all the 1 month worth of ideas, and then when you actually get to the execution phase, we're like, okay, now do you want to do post twice a week, once a week? You can now decide, okay, maybe every Thursday or every Wednesday are testimonials, or maybe I post testimonials once a month, but I post it at the end of the month. Okay, then you can
Mm-hmm.
start to decide the technical stuff. Okay, testimonials, where does that go? Where do these go? Okay, so that's kind of like the idea. So you're actually doing the right thing. You're going down the right direction, but just kind of reassure you to show you that this is the structure that I want you to have 1 month worth of ideas. So when you actually
Mm-hmm.
execute, you have an idea of this week I'm talking about this. I can fit in a testimonial here. So I also diversify my content when
Mm-hmm.
I'm posting too. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Why I still have you here? Let's do two ideas for your audience statement here, and then for your problem statement here, so that you can have a head start for that in case when you run out of ideas.
Okay. So ideas for
The audience
the audience.
and your problem. You can just say it and I can type it for you. If you look at my screen here.
Okay, I am looking at your screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait. Okay. Mm, I don't know. My brain's gonna go blank.
It's okay. I'll help you. When you feel
Okay.
blank like that,
Uh-huh.
take a breather and then come back and you just reread this. Like what I like to
Okay.
do is I like to read, and like I was telling Chandy too that like you already have you wrote a lot of beautiful stuff and a lot of great ideas already here. You can literally have an idea that says, um, do you often feel overwhelmed to plan for your financial need, right? That's a cutting idea. Because when I read
Mm-hmm.
that as an artist, I'm like, oh wow, that is me. That's me. We literally just take that from this sentence. Okay. Another one would be um, how to make beauty your top priority.
Yeah.
Yep. And we're not
And
saying,
how
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, a lot of it that I get from, especially when it's Medicare relevant, a lot of the senior will go, "Well, I hear so and so said X, Y, Z. Am I in the same boat?" So it's like that fear or that scarcity of not knowing if they will get in trouble or if they fall into the same thing. Just because somebody else have it, that doesn't mean that applies to you. Just because somebody's in trouble doesn't mean that you're in the same boat. Like
Mm-hmm.
how do
Mm-hmm.
you put that into the audience? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up. Remember how in the beginning I told you that, like, I told you three that I want to teach you this frame and the structure so you guys understand
Mm-hmm.
it. Once you guys understand it, feel free to break away and brainstorm other ideas. How to not get in trouble doesn't necessarily
Mm-hmm.
tie to any of these, but this ties to your expertise and what you
Mm-hmm.
teach. So this is also a great content idea. And what does this mean? I don't know. You have to define it. Maybe has to be a two-part series, right? Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
this is part one is um are you in the same boat as I don't
Mm-hmm.
know business
A lot of it you
owners?
would use like client A or client B, kind of like that.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
same boat as client. Yeah, there you go. A or B, and then part two could just be something else, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, now this could be a two-part series. This could be pretty cool
Yeah.
to do. Now, once you understand, yeah, again, this doesn't relate to your brand write-up, but again, it's part
Mm-hmm.
expertise. But now that you understand how to exercise your brain muscle and how to have
Mm-hmm.
content ideas for these, feel free to break away from that to have one-off ideas.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So on your own time, before our
Mm-hmm.
next session, I want you to do the same exercise for the problem because if you feel like you juiced enough ideas from these two, go do it for your audience and problem. If you feel like you juiced enough for that, go and do the rest for this. I just want you to fill up 1 month. And then if you have time and you really want to, I would love for you to do another month, right? Just copy and paste this.
Okay.
Otherwise, you finish 1 month, you can just leave it at there. But if you have time and you want to, feel free to do another month.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, team, we are at 7:36. I would love to regroup everybody, and I just want to have a quick reflection on this process because I want to explain and make sure you three understand this strategy and framework. Because I promise this is gonna help you in the future. This is how I create my content. This is how I show up consistently because I used to not have no idea what I do, but this really helps me. This also really helps a social media manager. If you hire somebody, you can be like, "Hey, Chandy, you're my social media manager. Here's my all my ideas. Can you help me like schedule these out? Or I'm gonna create these this week. Can you help me schedule these out so you know, this week is gonna be about this, next week is gonna be about this. So it really, really is helpful for again if you hire a social media manager or you hire somebody who helps you create content too. So again, I want to spend the remaining time to reflect so that I can answer any of your questions. And how does this framework feel for you? Are there any challenges and whatnot?
Hey Bert,
Hmm.
do you have like from your previous clients, do you have like if they were doing this type of, content creation, for example, like Facebook, are we able to look at their profiles as an example so we can kind of see how they do
Yeah.
it?
Yes. So what I would do is on the school honor community, I'm going to copy. I just closed his out too. Okay, I'm gonna copy Chaming's screenshot this. His color certificates has that as an example, and I'm gonna paste it under community, maybe under I'll choose a category, but I'll tag you three, and I'll link their Facebook page. Okay, and then you go and check their Facebook page out. A lot of the time, what happens to them is that they either get too busy or they, post once a month. So don't expect it to be every single post, but they do post. Just look for the consistency. Look for how they have changed showing up. That's the most important part is look how they went from posting a lot about family and stuff to now about their brand. So I'll post a couple of them on the school community here too. So you guys can like go check out their Facebook. Does that help? Okay. Chandy May, any questions or anything that you guys want me to help cover to make sure I
I
explain
feel like
things thoroughly?
I have more clarity now. I really like this. I actually did have a question because I do like these little intuition tests every now and then um on my page just to attract people out there. And so is that something that would fit into the attraction right here? Because
Oh
it's
yeah.
kind of like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
good. Just wanted to
Mm-hmm.
get clear on that. Or like an oracle card, like how I just did today.
Yeah, that's good. Yep. And then honestly, that's why I love this framework because it's up to your interpretation. Like intuition test, I can see that as an educate, but for you, if that's a track, I can also see it as a track. So it's up to you on how
Okay.
you decide where it goes. There is no right or wrong, but as long as
Okay.
you understand the attract, educate, and connect, so your brain is constantly diverse instead of you just talking about the same thing over and over again.
Right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Sorry, I was talking and then I was on mute. So I'll repeat myself. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
So I used to have a Facebook group where it's literally anything relevant to money, resources, anything that ties wrap around money. Um, and I find it to be challenging to manage my personal page in a separate group, and then also to have a private, I mean, not private, but like a separate business Facebook. So, what I have done for, I think you could say for the last 2 years or so, I only have one. I never have a business page, and I'm not active in my in the other group that I manage or created. So it's literally just my profile or my personal page that I kind of go between promoting and sharing stories and make it both, like both personal and business. I find it too where I do have a lot of, for example, um, you could say more engagement in that way to where people get to see you on the personal level and then at the same time the business side. But what are your suggestions?
Mm-hmm. Good question, May. So I think you do have a lot of pages, definitely. So I think it's also important to map out in here on your Facebook page here and
Mhm.
your chart to kind of let us know or let me know which one do you want to focus on because you are kind of like stretching yourself a little thin because you're managing again yourself your private group page or do you want to have a professional page. What I like to say is if you can minimize that, the easier it is. If you want to keep your group page, keep it. But if you want to keep it exclusive, you know how you have a month's worth of days here? Maybe your Wednesday post,
Hmm.
you only post these in your group page. You don't post them on like your personal or professional page. That's kind of how you can delegate your ideas. Is maybe your again Wednesday posts are only on your business page. I mean your community page. And when it comes to and you're kind of lagging a little bit, so maybe I might be answering this right. I'd recommend that because branding, I want you to start owning and stepping into the shoes. So you can now switch your personal page into a creator page, which is basically a business page, right? So I definitely recommend slow transitioning your personal page into the content creator page. And yes, if you have family members there
Hmm.
who kind of see stuff, I think that's totally okay because again, branding is you. But if you want to keep it separate, then yes, feel free to create a separate business page that is separate from your life, but now it focuses on your business. But now you're gonna have to manage three pages. So if you don't care about your
Yeah.
family stuff, seeing your business stuff, and you start want to show up as an expert, you have to transition your personal page to the content creator page. And like I was telling Shoyi that when I first started claiming and branding myself as a speaker and branding coach, um, when I transitioned my personal page into like that, because I changed my whole Facebook cover, for the whole year, a lot of people were confused. They were like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "That's kind of weird," but you just have to trust yourself,
Hmm.
get over that hump, because once you're over that hump, people are gonna start recognizing you. They're gonna start seeing you. So I highly recommend don't start a Facebook page, a business page, because there's too many accounts. I say just transition your personal page into a content creator page and just start putting everything on there slowly and start branding it. Because if you want to be an
Hmm.
expert, you want to be the starter too, you have to change the way you show up on Facebook. That's my recommendation. I'm gonna pause there to see if you have any like challenges or any setbacks from that.
Yeah. So here's what I've been doing for the last 2 years. Exactly what you say, how I transitioned my personal into a content creator page. And I filter everybody when whether they are following me, whether they request me as a friend or I request them as a friend. I filter people to where they could be friends or they could be just people who only get to view anything that I post on public and people who I decline or deny or ignore as far as
Hmm.
like friend requests. I think after a certain amount of time, they just become a follower.
Hmm.
So anytime when I post, let's just say about my kids, about my family, then I change it, my post to just friends only. And then that means just a group, just people who are under my friends category get to see that. Anytime when I put it as a public post, majority of the time, those kind of poses are really meant like not to do hard sales, but soft sales.
Hmm.
And more like storytelling, more at the same time, it could also be more of, hey, this is me outside of work. Get to know me a little bit better, like instead of just all business focused.
Hmm.
And I hope that that's okay to move forward with that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely okay. If that's your comfort zone, then definitely do that. Um, I do want to share this and see how you
Mhm.
both think. Because there's also I want to share this so you can see this perceptive too. But I think May, that's totally great. If you want to stick with that, stick with it because it's been working for you. I know a lot of people who do that. But here's also the different perspective, and I want you guys to think if this is eventually where you guys want to be. Okay, I want you guys to look at the people you follow that does exactly what you do and they are your inspiration like they've been doing this for years. They're like the idols in your industry, the top leaders, right? How are they showing up? Are they posting photos of their family or are they just strictly business? Okay, because I want you to see how they're doing that, and do you see yourself doing that? If so, then how do you do that? You have to start thinking that your Facebook page is your business card. Okay. So when people add me on Facebook, I'll show you guys my Facebook right now too. So when people add me on Facebook, This is my personal page. So if you add me on Facebook and I know you, I'm gonna say yes, and I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna maybe do a code DM because you know who what you're getting yourself into. You know I do business, so I don't care if you're like, oh, Bert's annoying. He's all DMing. It's like, well, because you know I run a business. I do coaching. I do this. Of course I'm gonna DM you. If you don't like me, I'm not gonna remove them. They remove themselves. So if you step into, you have to be the expert where you like, if you add me, you already know what you're signing up for. And also, it holds you accountable. If you step into the world of expertise, you also have to learn how to be vulnerable. In the world, we love vulnerability. People love vulnerability. They connect. If you choose to show your family, own it and be like, hey, I'm with my wife, I'm with my kids. But you just choose what kind of family photos do you show so that you're
Right.
not like picking and choosing public, private, right? So I also want to make sure that you're not constantly feeling overwhelmed or like, oh, I want to keep this private, right? But instead be like, you know what? I'm okay to show this family outing because it shows who I am. It makes me feel more human. So I'm gonna show it. I don't care
Right.
if people see because the strangers who add me, they know why they added me and they know what they signed up for. So that's it. Because if I come to your page and I see this, oh, May is a professional, so she's probably gonna talk a lot about business anyways. So that you already did the hard work. So if they see a lot of your stuff, they're not gonna care. They see your family. Oh, May has family. Like she's a family oriented. So I just kind of want to share that perspective to also let you two know that it's okay to do that route as well.
Okay.
Is there
That's
any
good.
kind of
That's
like
good to know.
objections there for you, Shoji? Because I know that you're just starting on Facebook too.
Yeah, I really am just starting. So for me, I think I'm gonna be open and I will just probably use my personal and I don't think I would create like a separate account. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna be,
Mm-hmm.
but like my concern is like a lot of my friends, they are not in business. And so a lot of the stuff that I say will not like, they can't relate. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
that would be like my where my concern comes in. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's very, very valid. And I want to say, and my share, it's a lot harder to believe when Heisen when I'm just saying it, but really just keep showing it, just keep talking. Even if your people don't understand, you just have to get over that hump. The people that listen, they're gonna trickle in. Because just like usually, when I first started talking about logo design and speaking, I had no likes. My family thought I was weird. I was crazy because I just post a lot of dance videos, right? And here I am being a professional. Like, what the heck? That's a weird transition. But I kept doing it for a month, 2 months, 3 months. And eventually, people started conversing with me. And next thing you know, people start seeing me as a speaker and as a designer. They still know I dance, but they like forgot about that. So for you, Shoyi, just hold on to that hump. Just hold on, get over that hump. Just keep doing it, and I promise people will your image will slowly transition because you have to start somewhere. Like you can't just jump in
Yeah.
and be all amazing. That doesn't happen. It takes time. It
Yep.
takes like months as well too.
Yeah, and I just want to echo off from what Burr was saying. And then for when you're starting out new on Facebook, over time as you grow your audience or your follower
Hmm.
or your friends, um, maybe 10% of them will be your friends and the rest of them will be stranger as people will start to notice you on their own page. You will pop up as a recommend connections. Sometimes anything that you post on public, people will review the content. They like it, they'll hit like, they'll follow you. And then you just get random people. Sometimes you'll get all these fake portfolio following you too. So you just need to know when to filter those out, when to delete those out.
Hmm.
And just also know that a lot of your content that you put out there, oftentimes your close friends, your family, your relative are not gonna comment, they're not gonna like, they're not gonna share. And it's usually the stranger, and that's we're in, like we're in business, and oftentimes we're in the people business. So therefore, it's okay at the very beginning um for your warm circle of people if they don't show up for you, if they don't support you, they don't share your posts and things like that. Just know that there's a lot of strangers out there that are. cheering for you. And at the same time, there's a lot of lurkers, meaning
Mhm.
there are people who will look and read, but never like or comment. But
Yeah.
whenever they're ready, they'll message you and say, "Hey, I need your help," or "I need
Hmm.
this." Yeah, so
Okay.
don't get discouraged.
Hmm.
Okay,
Because you never
so
know who's looking.
thank
Go ahead, Shoei.
yeah, thank you guys for that. So then I think my Facebook, I want to say my Facebook is private right now. Do I like make it public? And then
Yes.
secondly, do I just add anybody or do I also like, make sure like to pick and choose?
So you could be very selective. Here's one thing that I don't add. Anybody who requests to be my friend,
Mm-hmm.
or who just randomly follow me, I look at their profile. If they are, for example, nothing against my own home community, but if they are Laos, Hmong Laos, or they're like people from India, things like that, that literally, if I can't do business across the country, I mean across, the nation, if I'm not, um and if they're there for some off reason, I I will allow them to follow me where they see my public content, but I don't accept friends for those. And just know that yes, like what Burr said, your Facebook is your business card, but at the same time, you want it to be very protective of your business and your reputations and everything, because a lot of people could um from your information and pay all these other fake accounts and things like that. So
Yeah.
you just want it to be, yeah. Because I would rather have 1,000 quality follower than 5,000 of people from India and
Yeah.
Thailand and
True.
like all of that stuff. Yeah. So
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
And I do want to say to echo to that too, uh, definitely make it public so that you are searchable, and also that when you do add people, we know that you are a professional. Your
Mm-hmm.
Facebook definitely shows a lot of who you are, and also know that once you become a brand expert in your field and you make it public, also know that you're not 100% protected. People are gonna scam, they're gonna take your stuff, right? So, as
Mm-hmm.
careful as we can be, because I try to be careful, my stuff gets stolen all the time. So just be aware that your stuff will get stolen, but that's just part of the game,
Yeah.
the hustle. But you're the true one. So
Okay.
yeah, but make it public. But once you know that, it's just kind of like with great powers come with great responsibility. When you step into your
Yeah.
power, you're gonna have responsibility, meaning people are gonna steal, they're gonna scam, they're gonna copycat, they're gonna be posers. But that's okay because you're doing something right. That's why they're taking. When you have your first poser, that means you're doing something right. I haven't yet, and I don't want any, but I've also already have a lot of hate comments, which is
Uh-huh.
shows me I'm doing something good, right? So you're gonna have
Yeah.
those. So just step
Okay.
into it and be ready, because you built something truly beautiful here too.
Okay. Um, so being so new and then like, starting this up, like, would you say that, you should introduce yourself first before you start creating content, or you just go ahead and like start creating content?
I think it's always safe to introduce yourself first, what you do and what you plan to do, and then
Mm-hmm.
the next video you start talking. I think that's always the safest bet, and I recommend doing that. But if you're like, nah, I don't want to, then go ahead straight into talking about your expertise. But for me, I like to introduce myself first. Like, hello everybody, I'm gonna do a quick transition. I'm gonna be talking about branding and speaking, blah blah. And the next few videos, I do that. So I like to do that. Some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I recommend that again so that it helps me mentally, so
Yeah.
that knowing that people are prepared for me as well.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for the feedback.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we are at 7:56 here. So before I hop off, I'm gonna share the same news again for Chandy for the next session. Again, this is our second to the last session. The next one is our last one. We're gonna be talking about execution and refining. So for the next time we meet, which is May 27th, please have your content calendar here, all filled out. I have it all completed, all filled out. Again, like for you, May, feel free to do another one if you have time. But I want to
Hmm.
look and see what you guys have, so that
Okay.
you guys, because that's gonna be your tangible thing. When you're done, you can execute that right away. And I also want to talk about. I want you guys to create, because that one's gonna be a really quick review for that during that session, this session. I want us to create something, whether that's a lead magnet, a quick downloadable guide that you can also use right away in leveraging your branding. So just think of a lead magnet of something that you want to do. And then you don't have to, please you can do your homework of what you want to say, what you want to do, what you want to teach, and then come to this session and let's kind of build that out together. And if you don't know what lead magnet is, May, I think Shoya, you were in my workshop for that, but it's under our community here, under classroom, under weekly live coaching calls. Okay. If you click under bonus Tuesdays replays right here, it's under the secret to freebies that can get you a lead magnet. So I actually recorded my lead magnet workshop right here. So for May, if you want to know more about lead magnets or what you want to create, just feel free to go ahead and watch this video because I did do a full breakdown on how to capture your leads and whatnot. So again, for next time, come with a lead magnet idea, whether that's a downloadable guide, a one pager, or if it's as simple as a resource guide, right? So that we can create for you, so that I can help structure it for you. So when you are done with the program, you have that lead magnet and you also have your content calendar ready to go. I want to pause there. Is there any questions for that?
Nope, I
Pretty
think,
straightforward. Okay.
yeah.
And last thing here is that for my community, um, I this community is here forever. And I introduce you guys to this as part of the cohort. So the community was free to you three for the duration of the 3 months. I think it was yes for the 3 months here. So after our last session, which is on the 27th, you will be opted out of the community. But if you want to stay to continue having me support you, because when we build your brand, this is just the very beginning. The hard part is when how do you not execute that? So to stay inside of this community, it will be a $35 a month subscription. You can leave anytime you want, right? You can opt in, opt out anytime you want. But I just want to share that with you two to think about before our next session is, do you want to stay? And when you stay, we do exactly what we do here. We continue building your brand, whether that's as simple as how do you show up on Facebook, creating a post. You can meet me every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. I know, sure, you've been to a couple of them. So you get one-on-ones with me as well. You can watch replays. If you're busy, you can't attend the weekly lives. Just be like, hey, Bert, can you help review this? And I will review it for you. You can watch all the replays again right here. So the community is available to three of you guys until the 27th. And then again, it's up to you if you want to opt in and stay so that I can continue helping you build your brand, or you can opt out. And whenever you feel like I actually need help, then you can just opt back in. I want to pause there to make sure there's any questions. I'll bring this up again on the 27th as well.
So is that just for the community, or is that for like the whole entire thing where, for example, including classroom, can we still access those recording and so forth?
Yes, great question. $35 a month for everything. So you have
Okay.
access to all the training in the classroom, all the training, all of I plan having like guest speakers too. So you have access to everything. You also have access to me live every Thursdays. Any other questions?
No, I think. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Otherwise, again, I'll bring this up again on our last session for Chandy so she hears this too. But please, again, come back completed with your content calendar and also come back with a lead magnet you want to work on. And also come back to think about if you want to stay so that I can continue helping you so we can continue building your brand beyond what we've already done and come with any questions too. Sounds good, ladies?
Okay. Hey, did you guys, one last thing. Did you
Yeah.
guys save the tarot card that Chandy sent
Yeah.
over? Because I tried to save it, but it's
Yeah.
like
You can download
I
it to
can't
your
view it.
desktop. I may be able to view it.
Like,
Did you
You're able to
download
view
from
it?
the chat? Yeah. Did you download from the chat?
I did, but like I can't look at the image.
so
Um,
I was only able to view the first two image.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know on the actual like writing on the back, I don't know which one applies to or which one
okay.
is, for example, fine.
I have it. I can email it to you. guys.
Okay. Thank
Yep.
you.
Otherwise, have a good night, ladies. I'll
All
see you on
right.
the
Good
27th,
night.
okay?
Right.
Goodbye.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Bye.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.